Hey everybody! So I got requested to do my hairstyle that I had in my last video, and I kind of went overboard with this because I did like kind of tighter curls than I did in my video before. I did it the exact same way as I did my hair in my last video, except for I did a little bit tighter curls this time. So if you want to do looser curls, that's how I got that effect, or you'd take bigger chunks at a time. But otherwise, yeah, this is the hairstyle I have. I think it's really cute. You can use this on any type of hair you want. You can, if you have long hair, do it on long hair. Honestly, like most of the time people ask me that, oh, can I do this on short hair? Can I do this on long hair? Most of the time, most of my tutorials are pretty versatile. If you're wondering if you can do it with long hair, just try it out. See if you can, because it's gonna look different, obviously, because you have longer hair. But there's no hurt in trying. And I have an idea that people are going to be asking me about my eye makeup. But basically, I followed, if you guys know MakeupByTiffanyD, you should go watch her video because she seems like a really sweet girl. I find that some YouTubers think that they're like famous now or something like that, and they don't have to, you know, respond to people when they ask them questions and stuff like that. But I've asked Tiffany a few questions like on Twitter and stuff like that, and she's always responded to me. So, you know, she just seems like a really down-to-earth, nice girl who really wants to help people. Like, most of her looks are really wearable, but they're different a lot. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of looks. So what I did was I did one of her makeup looks just to see how I did, and this is actually the first time I've actually tried a makeup look. Like, I've watched makeup tutorials and stuff like that, but I've never really, I'll just kind of take the basics of it and kind of do my own thing. But I actually followed hers step by step. The only few things I changed was I used the 88 color eyeshadow palette instead of she used the Sigma Dare palette. I'm pretty sure she used that palette, and I just paused it and then looked at like whatever the closest color was in my color palette, and then basically that's what I used. So I didn't have to go out and buy like a whole new all of her makeup that she bought and whatever. I just did as close as possible that I could do. And she was using a gel liner for her top line and under the lashes, and I didn't have the gel liner she was using, so I just used a brown eyeliner. That was a Physicians Formula. It looked like this. It's a felt tip like eye marker, and I just used that. And because her eyes are bigger than mine, I had to do a little bit of modifications, and my eyes are a little bit closer set together, so I pulled the color out more on the side of my eye instead of just keeping it all on top of my eye to make my eyes look a little bit wider. And my lips, I used the Underage Lip Glass, and then I use the MAC Dainty Blush on my cheeks. If you want to know how to do that, tutorials, eye makeup tutorial, just go visit her link to this makeup, and I'll link it below so you guys can see it. But so that way, you know, she's probably gonna be better at explaining it than me. Anyways, I got a little bit too in-depth there, but you know, I always get questions about my makeup and stuff like that, so I thought I'd just kind of tell you guys beforehand. Anyways, if you guys are interested in seeing this look, how I did this look, then please keep watching. Okay, so I'm taking off my ring and my watch for this because I don't like to get like hairspray all over it, you know. So what I do first is I'm gonna part my hair down the middle, and my hair is just out of a ponytail right now, so I don't actually even mind the way it looks right now. Okay, so what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm going to section my hair first at the back of my head, so this just like right above my ears, right about there, clipping it up. So what I'm going to be using for this is the Redkin Heat Styling Thermo Active Spray Starch, and it's Spray Starch 15. It looks like this. It's in a bottle. I have a lot of people asking me questions about, you know, what can they use to make sure their hair stays in all day and stuff like that. I don't really like to use hairspray, and this has alcohol in it too. I don't really like to use anything drying, especially for my extensions, but if you know, if it's like your wedding or something, obviously that you're gonna want to go a little bit above and beyond for and you're going to care a little bit more for, I would definitely use a hairspray or something. But my hairstylist, I was asking her, what do you use to really have a good hold in your hair and really keep it in? And she, before I even could finish, she was just saying like, no, seriously, you need to get spray starch. I love this stuff, blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, sign me up. So I got the spray starch, and she's actually a friend of mine too, so I obviously value her opinion. So what it is it's basically like it's not going to make your hair soft. That's not what it's for. It's actually good to, if you want to straighten your hair too, to keep the style, a straight style, in longer. But she likes it more for curling. I'm going to spray it on my hair, wherever I'm going to curl it. And I'm just going to take a big chunk. And I'm going to take this curling iron. It's actually it's called a Durabrand curling iron. I keep calling it a Conair one, but it's basically the same as like the 1-inch Conair one. It's just a really cheap curling iron that I have, and it's a 1-inch. And I'm just going to take that and I'm going to make it so the hair is going away from my face. So just take it like this and curl it. So I'm curling it from the bottom. So probably about, I would say, I don't know, 5 seconds or something, and you'll get like a little curl like that. And then I'm just going to do the same thing for my other side. So take this side, brush hair out pretty flat, and go away from your face again. So this one's going this way, this one's going this way. A lot of my hairstyles are like that, especially for long hair, because that's like the style, is like the flipped out kind of look right now. So that is what I did for my hair basically. And this spray starch is really good. It makes it crunchy, but then after you can kind of shake it out, and it gives it a really nice like full feeling. So it really makes your hair stay in really long, your curls. I don't have very hard to curl hair, so that's not a big problem for me, but some people have a really like just pin straight hair. She said this makes their style last all day. It's not going to stay the exact same as it was, but it makes it last a lot longer than usual hairspray or anything like that. So I thought that was cool, and it's because it's called starch. Like, if you know what starch is used for in ironing and stuff, to make things really straight and flat and to keep it straight and flat. I'm going to do the same thing. The only thing about this thing is that it turns off, and I have to like, I really need some new curling irons and stuff. Okay, I have to make sure that it stays on, because sometimes I'll be like, why isn't this curling anymore? And it's because it's turned off. So now that you got that, take another row down. I'm basically sectioning just about like this wide strips, depending on how thick your hair is. Like my hair obviously is not that thick, so I can take like kind of bigger chunks at a time, so it doesn't take me very long. Yeah, so you can use this on damp hair or on dry hair. Basically just doing this all the way up my head. So once I get to the top, I'll talk to you guys again, because this is probably really boring just watching me go over and over again. Okay, so I'm at the top of my hair and I look like curly Sue, so I'm just gonna part it in the middle where it was, because that was clipped up, right? And then I'm just going to continue to do what I was doing. So I just want to make sure it's still in the middle. I'm just taking 1-inch sections, because the top part is kind of like the most important part when it comes to hairstyles, in my opinion, because that's mainly what you can see. And I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, so then all my hair is done. So here's my hair. It looks very curly and like kind of like ribbon curls. After you've let it cool for about 10 minutes, because you don't want to make sure, that the starch is really going to hold your hair, you're just going to shake it out. Maybe put some music on. And run your fingers through it. Because I don't want it to be crunchy. I want it to be more like full and not so perfect curls. Really loosen it up. Don't want it so tight. So then you'll have something that's more like that. And this is really cute just to wear like this too, but what I like to do is I like my hair more parted on the side. So I'm just going to shake it out in the middle. I'm pretty sure I parted it on this side in my video, so I'm just going to part it on this side, and by doing the parting it in the middle and curling it, what happens is that it gives you volume on the side where you want to part it on. So if you're parting it on the side like this, then it gives you volume. Just manipulate your hair to make it look, to make them fold in together. And then what you can do is, I like volume at the back, so you can take your backcombing comb or brush or whatever you have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from back here, pull up the crown, and just backcomb it, and you should have some good grip there because of the starch. But like I said, you don't necessarily need starch. Like anything could be modified, right? So you don't have to use the exact same things I use. You can do hairspray, you can do whatever you have. You don't need to go out and buy, you know, what I'm using. But I'm just giving you, you know, ideas of what works for me. So that will give it some volume back there. I kind of just like to take my fingers and scrunch it up. And then to finish it off, just use some hairspray. I'm just using this Garnier Fructis Crystal Resist Finishing Spray. It's supposed to be 24-hour humidity resistance and frizz control. I didn't really notice. I can't find really a huge difference between hairsprays, so I just like to hold it up because I like it to be more like full at the back, and spray it. And there you go. It's just like a really cute curly hairstyle for short hair. You know, it's hard to kind of find hairstyles for short hair, so this is just a really cute, fun one that's good for like going out and formal events and stuff like that. I hope you guys really like this tutorial because I think it's so fun, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!